మీరు చెప్పేది అది ఏమన్నా ఆ పక్క మొత్తం గ్రాఫ్ గురించి కదన్నా షోన గురించి అయితే
Right.
ఓకే
So, I mean, last Friday, not Friday, Friday we checked about those stars, and Thursday we discussed about the, I mean, like simple graphs, like how we can create in Tableau, right? So now we will see, okay, now we will see how uh, the graphs we can create within the Tableau, what is available, okay? So which is like an the inbuilt graphs which is coming in Tableau, and for those, so what you need exactly to create those graphs. Okay, so one thing you should remember here is about the dimensions and measures. So I have already told you guys about dimensions and measures, that dimensions is the things where you will see like string value or the date field, so which is like an discrete value. So those things you will be considering as an dimensions. When it comes to measures, it will be in a numeric format and or float format or double, so which is like all the numeric values. Okay, so whichever you feel that so this is an continuous value, so that field will come under measures. Okay, now so if you hover on any of this particular view here, okay, so it is showing something. You might have observed something here, is that how many dimensions and how many measures you need. It means that, so let's say if I hover on this, so it says that so one or more dimensions, one or more measures. It means that at least you need one dimension field and the one measure field to create this tag chart. So that's how you should remember this. So now we will see like we'll just go to each individual chart and see what are the requirement we have, like a one or more dimensions and one or more measures. So using this, so we'll create what are the different types of charts we have here. So then after this, so we do have some other different charts, so we can create them that as well. And also we will see how we can manually create this also. Why? Because so right now we will just take one dimension and measure, and we will see how we can create this chart. But at the same time, so you should know how to create these things manually also. Okay, now first chart we will go. So it says that text tables. So it is telling that one or more dimensions and one or more measures. So let's take any dimension. What happened? Stop now. Okay, so one dimension I have taken. So now I'm going to take one measure value. See, I'm just keeping both side by side. Okay, I'm not just keeping one by one. So this is not the actual text table, actually what we are looking for. So if you go and click on this, so then it will form an text table. So for this, you need at least one dimension or one measure. See, this is the dimension and this is the measure. If you observe, so what I did is segment and sales, I have kept it in the columns. But the moment you clicked on this text table, it was moved to like segment is moved to rows, and the value is moved to text. Okay, so this is how, even when you want to create the text table chart also, you should observe this. Okay, so the moment you will drag and drop any dimension, and if you would like to keep it as a text table, you can just directly drag that into a text here in the mark shelf. So then it will create the text table. So let's see an example how you can create that manually also. So let's say I'm taking subcategory and bringing the sales to text. So this is the text table. So this is how you can create it manually. Okay, and we will go to the next one now. So if you see heat maps, so it says one or more dimensions and one or two measures only. So it is telling it's not more than two measures. If you take three measures, it will not work out. It should be one or two measures only. Okay. So let's see. Maybe let's take subcategory only. And I'm going to take, I mean, so it is saying, so one or two measures, right? So one time I have taken sales. So maybe I'll click on this heat maps, see what's happening. Okay. So sales went into the size, and so based on that size of the sales, so the bar is showing like this. And now I'm going to take one more measure into the view. And now we will see again, click on the heat maps. Now we will observe what will happen. See, so previously what happened, sales went into size and it was showing. Now what happened, sales went into color and quantity went into size, and based on that the map is showing. So basically when the heat maps will help is like, let's say you have created one I mean this chart on heat map, it's like you're showing some sales on it, and at the same time you would like to show one bucket, like okay, so if the sales is this much, then I have to showcase this color, I mean the sales range. So this range has to be highlighted in this color, and this particular range has to be highlighted in this color. So maybe in this itself you can segregate actually. So let's say edit colors. Maybe let me keep like a 5-stepped colors here. If you see, so from this to this range, the color will be differing, and the next again, so the color will differ. So likewise, so it will be differing it. Okay, it means that whenever you would like to create heat map means, so to differentiate, and it's like if you have to showcase the buckets or the sales range in different colors, then you can go for the heat maps. It's not only sales, I would say. The example I am just giving, if you'd like to showcase any number in terms of some certain range, you can create that calculation and you can use it. Okay, or even you can directly keep it into the colors and you can just keep it into this way. So how many colors you would like to showcase. And so now we are going for the next thing here. So it says one or two measures, it will not allow, right? So right now the heat map is enabled here. So let me just take one more field and see if the heat map is enabled or not. So if you see, the heat map is hidden now. So it means that, so one or two measures only it was allowing. So more than two measures it was not allowing. So with that you cannot create the heat map, it seems. Okay, now I am removing it. So for the next one, you can observe highlight tables. So it just says only one measure. So one or more dimensions. So dimensions you can use n number of, but measure value though you have to use only one. Okay, let's see. See the highlight table. So one or more dimensions. Now I'm clicking on this and see what's happened here. Did you observe what happened exactly here? Or maybe even let me put on sort, then tell me. So what happened, and maybe I'll do something here. Can you tell me what's showing here? I mean, how it was showing?
Yeah, no. Actually, you taken the subcategory and
Mm-hmm.
the sum, I mean, sales you taken.
Yes. So highlight tables is something like, so as it similar to the heat maps, like so if you'd like to highlight something, the range of sales. If you see here, the first three is in some range, so it is something like more than to 20 lakhs. And if you see the second range, so up to 2 lakhs from 1 lakh. So below 1 lakh, it was showing into some different range. So if you'd like to highlight them, the same thing what you have done in the heat map, so you can use this highlight tables. And remember that same. So here it says that one or more dimensions and only one measure, right? So okay, one measure is fine. So we agree with that. In previous one also we checked. Now we will see if we use one more dimension, how it will show. So it will show on each region wise also. Let's say I'm going to keep it on columns. Say you can use n number of dimensions now. So but you have to use only one measure. Okay. Now this maps I'll tell you in a separate class. Just remember why, because we have the separate topic for maps alone. So I'll take a separate class for maps, so that time I will tell you. But just remember that you should use zero or more dimensions. So yeah, whether you can use zero dimensions, or I mean you can use or may not use. And it's the same way of the measure values also. If you'd like to showcase the value on the graph, so you can use, otherwise you cannot. But the limit is like a two measures only you can use. And mandatory is the geographical dimension. Okay, so how the geographical dimension will look like is, let me just show you something which is this one. So where it says globe symbol. Okay, so you need that to create the maps. But remember this, we'll be discussing when we are going to discuss about the maps separate. I mean maps, I would say maybe one or two classes separately I'll be taking for that, because there is a lot of things to discuss on the maps. So that time we will discuss. Okay, so now we will see about the pie chart. So here also the same condition, like one or more dimensions and one or two measures only. Okay, let's take category and maybe quantity. I'll take this time. What happened? So I'm clicking on the pie chart directly. So okay, so it is directly showing the pie chart. But see what I did is, like, I just dragged the category and the quantity to rows. But the moment I clicked on the pie chart, so somewhere it went. I mean, it's not there in the columns and rows itself. So it went to all the things went into marked shelf here. So how we will create this manually? So now we will see. So you will understand. Okay. So I would like to create a pie chart based using the category. So let's forward about this first. First, you would like to create the pie chart, right? So make this into pie here and use the sales to angle, and at the same time to size, same time to text. See, now might be the pie chart might be displaying because because it is just the circle, because you are not differentiating using what it has to bifurcate. So now I am going to keep it into category. So now the pie has been changed. So maybe if you'd like to add subcategory instead of category, so you can use, so whichever you would like to showcase. So this is how you can create the pie chart manually. Okay, so you should keep something into angle. See, now I just removed the size of from the sales because it will not affect anything. Okay, but sometimes it affects when you would like to use some other or different one, because these values are very minimal, so that's why you're not just saying any observation. Okay, so maximum case you don't require this, but you should remember that which one you should keep in the angle. So based on that only this bifurcation will happen. So let's say I'm going to keep the quantity into angle. See, no, I mean the little bit was changed, but the label we kept as a sales, but the angle, the bifurcation, what it is doing is based on the quantity. Okay, so that's how you can use here. So if you use more than one more column, see, I'm going to do something here. So, but generally, if you see what we have observed here, so the moment you click, so it says one or two measures only, but here we have used three measures. So, but still the pie chart is appearing because we kept that in the details, and in the details it will show up. So that's where it's not everything that according to the rules what they have given, it will not work out. Few things we can adjust it manually also. Okay, but as a generic rule, you should use two values. But maybe let's say if your client might be telling that, okay, so now based on quantity you have bifurcated and you are seeing the sales as a display, but I would like to see the profit also when you hover on it. So that time you should add that. So that time, so you don't have choice that okay, you should follow the rule of pie chart something, so you can do that. Okay, this is the pie chart, and the next one is bar chart, so which is the regular chart we use. So it says one or I mean zero or more dimensions, because see why it says zero. If we drag and drop, the bar chart is appearing. Okay, now we will see this here. See, the bar chart is still appearing, but maybe in a certain way it should look like, means you should click on it, so the bar chart is appearing. So even generally if you manually drag and drop also, the bar chart will appear the same way. So even you can swap it. So this is also bar chart only. I mean, that is the horizontal view, this is the vertical view. So that's the only difference. And this is the horizontal view of bar chart actually. I mean, these are the simple charts only, okay? But you should know how many dimensions and how many measures you require to create them. So if you see stacked bar, maybe I'll just duplicate this and I'll click on the stack bar. So it is appearing. So like see, at the same time I would like to see this thing in a different way. So region wise category sales we are seeing. So that is a stack bar. Okay. What I'll do now is we will see how we can create it manually. Sales. I'm keeping region here. Category into columns. So can you tell me, so what is the meaning of this chart?
We are showing some sales by category through region.
So for your understanding, I just added the caption here. Sum of sales for each category. Color shows about the region. So it means that, so we are showing the category wise sales with respect to region. So this is also one way of showing it. Okay. Now we will see the other one. Wait, me duplicate this. So this is the side by side bar. So let me click on this. So this. So side by side bar is something that let's see. What I'll do is I'll just swap this. If you observe one thing, see a little bit swap here is making some difference here. See here it was just showing side by side. It means that furniture and office supplies, if you remove the region, so it will just show the normal graph. But if I add the region there, so it will be showing that I mean like so for each and every furniture the region wise breakup is coming, and at the same time with respect to category. So if you see here, so on top you have the category, and with respect to region it was showing. So this regions side by side it is showing. So that is the difference here. Or see here it is with the dimensions. Okay, so now let's create with the measures how the side by side bar will look like. Okay, sales, profit. Now I am clicking on the side by side bar. If you see, so this is also a side by side bar. In furniture, profit and sales are showing together. Okay, so it depends on like how you are considering the view. Okay, next we will see the tree maps. See tree maps, what it is saying. So one or more dimensions, one or two measures. Maybe I'll take subcategory and quantity and click on the tree map. So what is happening here? So quantity went into size, quantity went into the color, and subcategory is showing as a display. So if you observe this clearly, so based on the quantity size, I mean whatever the, if the quantity is more, so that value is showing on the first and with the dark color and with the bigger box, and gradually when it as a little decreasing means, so the value is decreasing of quantity, and at the same time, so whatever the subcategories showing up there, so the box size also is decreasing and the value is coming there. So that is how the tree map will look like. Okay, tree map. Next one is, if you see the circle views, see this circle views almost, so the stack bar and the side by side bar, circle and side by side circles, lines is normal new thing. So this one line discrete and dual lines is a little different. So these two stacked and side by side, so almost will look the same way. See if you see here, I'll just duplicate this. So what I'll do is I'll just go here and click on the circle. That's it. So that is the circle view you can see there. Okay, and side by side also is a similar way. I'll just duplicate this. I'll keep as a circle here, or see maybe you might be seeing a full circle here. If you would like to keep some different type of circle, you can add shape and you can select which type of shape you would like to see there. So even if you'd like to only show circular box or plus symbol, anything. Okay. So that is how these two will differ, but trust everything with the dimensions and measures, everything will same. Okay. Now we will see the line chart. See, it says that one date field is required to show the line chart here. So I am going to the order date. And now I will add sales or profit. Okay. So I'll add the sales. Now observe, I'm going to click on this. What will happen? So let me add something here. See, just observe one thing here. 2016 Q1, Q2, and then Q3 and Q4. See, from Q4, it is coming to 2017 Q1. So the line is going continuously. Okay. So this is the line continuous. So now same thing. I'm just going to click on the line discrete and observe what will happen. See here, same values only, but after 2016 the value got disconnected, and again from 2017 it is showing from the starting. So the line is not going continuously, so it's a line chart only, but it is in the discrete. It means that discrete is something like it is going with the individuality. See, year by year and by quarter it was separating it and it will be showing it. So discrete is something that it's an individual value which is considering, and the continuous is something that the value will go continuously. So that is the difference. Even you can observe, um, even in the dimensions and measures when we are telling. So dimensions is always discrete and measures are always continuous. So that's why we are telling. So the discrete and continuous values. Okay, so that's how you should observe. Now we will see the other one, which is the dual lines. So this is also little interesting. So when it will generally use, let's say you would like to show both sales and profit at a time. Sales, profit. So you would like to see the monthly trend of it, how you will do it. So what I am taking is order date here. So maybe here it says year. So let me just put it on month. So it is showing fine, but you don't want like a double axis like this to be splitted and showing. So it has to show from start from one origin, and the trend has to show both the sales and profit. Okay, how we will do? So what I'll do is I'll just click on this. So it is showing fine. So something happened and it went on all, that is fine. But you have to see this in a, I mean, like you have to create this on your own. So how you will do it? So let's see how we will create the monthly trend with respect to dual axis. So I'm going to use the month. Now I'll go and take sales and profit. Observe this clearly. So till here, it was the same. I mean, in the previous graph also. Now, if you'd like to create the chart in this way, what you have to do is you have to go here. I mean, on every second measure, okay? So when you are creating this dual axis chart, so on every, this is the first one and this is the second measure. So if you click on this drop down, you will find dual axis option here. But same case, if you go and check in this first measure, you will not find the dual axis. So on every second measure, so you will find one option called dual axis. You can click on it. So the moment you will click on it, automatically the chart will convert to a dual axis. And what is happening, so the measure names is into colors, and it is showing profit and sales into different color. Even you can observe here, profit into this blue color, sales into orange color. Okay, so this is how you can create the dual axis. Okay, now we will see the other charts here. Area chart. So area discrete chart. See, line and area both are similar, and this dual lines also similar to the dual combination. So we will just see that how it is. If you go into the mark shelf and if you click on area, so that is the area discrete, and if you click on this, so that is the area continuous. So now we will see how that dual combination. See, now here both are showing lines. Okay, now I would like to show one value into bar and one value into line. So what I'll do, so here you can see all, and at the same time sales and profit. So let's say I want to show the profit as a bar chart. So I clicked on the profit, and I can go to automatic and click on bar. So what's happening, so line is showing in sales is showing as a line, and bar is showing as a profit. So this is the combination chart. So both line and bar both are coming here. So let's say I want to show both as a bars. So now what I'll do, I'll go to sales, I'll click on it and click on the bar. So it is looking like a stacked bar, but I would like to differentiate it, the blue and orange. So now you can decrease the size of it. So now you can observe this as a bar in bar chart. Okay. So similar way, so what we can do, so maybe sales is fine. So maybe I would like to keep this profit as an circle. So this chart is called lollipop chart actually. So why? Because this looks like a lollipop. So the bar and the circle. So maybe you can increase the sizes and decrease the sizes according to your requirement. So then it will just tell that. Okay. So which kind of chart it is. So this looks like a lollipop chart, so that's why people will say this is a lollipop chart. I mean, there are like this different types of charts are there, so even we will discuss furthermore. Why? Because these are not defined here, so it just says that dual combination, that's it. So it's not that it's a different types of chart what we are just enabling it. So but again, so based on the charts, the Marshall options we have, so we'll be creating multiple different types of charts, and we'll name it accordingly. Okay, now we will go for the next one, so which is the scatter plot. So remember, always scatter plot means you'll be having both the values or measures in x-axis and y-axis both. Okay, so now I'm taking sales and I'm taking profit. See what happened, automatically the scatter plot got created. So what I'll do, I'll add subcategory into color. So now you can observe what's happening is maybe uh, to shape. If you see, wherever you can see the like a circle furniture, square is office supplies, plus symbol is technology. Okay, so let's do something. Let's increase the size a little bit to understand. See, let's say this value only. Okay, If you observe this is a zero line, and left negative values, right positive values. Okay, and again, so top positive values, below negative values. So observe this. So at origin, the sales is starting at 3000 or something. Profit it says 950 for office suppliers. So these are all circles only. So I mean square boxes. Let's go to the circle here. So it says furniture, and the sales is 91,000, and we can observe the profit is also increasing to 13,000. So sales is increasing, and at the same time profit is increasing when you keep on moving to the top. It says, see this, sales is something around 189,239 something, but profit is little low. So that's why, so see, sales is high, but the profit is low. So that's why it says in this x-axis, the symbol where it was located at is very low. And if you observe this, sales is something high, but at the same time, the profit is very less on it, on that particular category. So that way it says in the negative. So that's how this scatter plot will help. Okay. So the next one is histogram. So histogram and maps I'll tell together. Okay. So because histogram charts, you should remember it clearly, and you can observe histogram and the box and whisker plots. And next one is Gantt, and the next one is bullet. I'm not sure how much good you are in the statistical um, analysis. So this charts basically box and whisker and basically this bullet graphs, this histogram. These are the statistical charts basically. So if you know the statistics, so you will understand little bit clearly. So if not, it's a little tough to understand. But I mean, like you will not be using more of these charts, but you should know these charts. So since these are appearing in the tableau, so you should know about these charts. So now we will see how we will create them. I mean, even this is a little tricky to understand also, but just will display it. So see, if you observe, so there is an like a upper hinge and a lower hinge value, and upper whisker and a lower whisker value. So in this particular value, the moment you see, this is something like, see, this is something like this. So the value, if you keep something into color, so it will differ like a stacked bar for us, right? So here also it will differ, but here you will be having some upper value and lower value. So based on that, it will show you some median value in it. So that is what the box and whisker chart will be preferring. So to find a median value on each and every range you are showing there, so you'll use this box and whisker plot, and it will automatically show you. So based on the values whatever it was showing, so it will just consider that upper value and lower value, and it will just calculate the median, and it will just show it to you. So if you observe there, so you have the upper whisker and lower whisker, and at the same time the median also in the middle. So wherever you can hover on this, so it will just show that median value there. Okay. So the next one is the Gantt bar. So maybe let's join back. Why? Because using this Gantt bar only will create the waterfall chart. We'll discuss on that. Okay, so waterfall chart, and then we'll go for the next two charts. Gantt also you can just see that. So you need one date field for this to showcase the value, and also it was restricted at the measure, so the two measures only.